on one thing: the end of the cherry blossom season. And unfortunately, with that comes the start of something much more terrifying. No more lollygagging. So for me, the thing with this exam week is that last semester it was very obvious. We just had our core courses, it was scheduled perfectly. You would immediately know what date you had your exam on, and everything was very clear. Whereas this semester it's a little bit more complicated. Because of my major, we don't really have a lot of midterms, and instead we have more projects, presentations, reports. So I was already aware of that, but to be honest, for half of my classes I don't even know when the deadline is for most of those things. And the other exams that I do have fall outside of our official midterm week. But yeah, tomorrow I have a midterm, and on Thursday we have this debate assignment kind of for political communication, which I'm really nervous about. I've been trying so hard not to think about it, but as soon as I do start thinking about it, I get the shivers. I'm kind of nervous about it. It's been so long since I've done something like that. I thought about staying at home and studying for today, but I just know I just know that if I do that, I will not do anything and I will just play video games all day. So I decided to go to school and go to the library and study there instead, so I can be a little bit more productive. Hopefully that works. Fingers crossed. Even yesterday I studied Korean for about 20 minutes, so it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna get an A+. I'm gonna go get ready, get my bag, grab my stuff, and we're gonna head on out to school. Today's fit is potentially a little bit strange. I thought about wearing my Yonsei jacket because I felt like that was the most appropriate one for the temperature right now. But then I realized I'm also wearing a Yonsei sweater, and I felt like it would be a bit overkill and I would be a little bit embarrassed. So I decided to go for this coat instead because it has kind of the same level of warmth. It's a little odd, but we make do. You cannot always be a fashion queen. Although I despise the rain in any other context than me sitting by a window drinking hot cocoa while listening to classical music in a dimly lit room, I was very thankful that at least it wasn't too windy today. I swear the deadly wind plus rain combo is the bane of my existence. At our building, I decided to get an easy lunch before heading to the library. Since the convenience store didn't have any empty seats, however, I ended up eating in front of the hallway of 1,000 lost souls instead. The sandwich was pretty good and I wasn't hunted by any ghouls today, so it was a pretty good experience. I then got a latte and headed upstairs. Since my first midterm the very next day was Korean, this was my main priority for today. I reviewed all the grammar and vocab we had covered thus far via the PowerPoint slides provided by our professor, and whenever I lost focus, I would take a moment to lovingly stare at my library assistant friend for motivation. Look at her go! My professor also sent me a very touching and encouraging email, so I felt ready to nail this midterm. My debate preparations, on the other hand, went less smoothly. Despite our professor's grading rubric kindly mailed to us this afternoon, I still felt a little lost and unsure. Better luck tomorrow, I guess. At 5 p.m. I decided to go back home in order to avoid traffic, and I went to the improvised umbrella kindergarten to pick up my child. On the way back, I suddenly developed this really intense spicy rice cake craving, so I decided to make that my new mission for the remainder of the day. The owner of the tteokbokki store was like, "Oh, if you need any chopsticks, they're right here by the front, you can grab a few." And I thought I only grabbed one. I kind of got stuck and I ended up grabbing 3 of them, and maybe she thought, this cheap bitch. It was an accident, I swear. So now I can just pretend I'm going to eat it with 2 of my friends. Hooray! I got some cheese tteokbokki and of course tuna kimbap, which is the best kimbap, and you will never be able to change my mind on that. First I was doubting whether I should get the cheese tteokbokki because, I mean, have you looked at the economy? It's expensive. But I was craving it, so I ended up going for it. Yum, 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 yum. So I'd say today I had another nice and productive day. I don't know, whenever I go studying or something, even though I spend 4 hours studying, at the end I still feel like I haven't really done enough. And you know, I'm too strict on myself sometimes. But I think I've done decently well. And tomorrow, before the exam starts, I still have a few hours to prepare things, so I'm satisfied. I'm gonna enjoy my rice cakes in peace, and then I'm going to edit this video. Hopefully I can finish it tonight, that would be nice. And once again, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you had a good Monday, just like I did. And enjoy the rest of your week. Bye! Enjoy your meal if you're about to eat. I don't know.